hear this, you are not alone. This is the Resistance.
What's up, everyone? This is the Tin Man with the Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. Was Paul Walker assassinated by the Illuminati? That seems to be the big question on everybody's mind. There's a lot of speculation floating around, a lot of conspiracy theories, and I've made a couple videos about Paul Walker in the past, since his death. But I just keep hearing about it. People keep talking about it. And conspiracy theories keep flying around like flies, annoying the shit out of me. And I gotta wonder, is there any truth to this? Well, I've looked at the stories. I've looked at the claims. And I really don't see any connection between the Illuminati and the untimely death of Paul Walker. People are sitting there saying, well, it's obvious that he was killed by the Illuminati. No, it wasn't. Show me one shred of evidence that the Illuminati had anything to do with Paul Walker's death. Hell, show me evidence that the death of Paul Walker was anything but an accident. People are going to sit there and talk about this shit, throwing out speculation. Speculate this, speculate that. Speculation, speculation. Bullshit, bullshit. Nobody knows the words to Bonanza. That's because it's all a bunch of bullshit. Seriously. People are using pretexts to justify these claims, such as the killing off of the Family Guy character Brian the dog, saying that by the Family Guy crew killing off Brian the dog is symbolic to killing off Paul Walker, because Brian was also the name of Paul Walker's character in the Fast and Furious movies. Purely speculation. Paul Walker and the Family Guy show had nothing to do with one another on TV or off TV. There's no connection there. It's just throwing out coincidences for the sake of a name. People are also saying that his death was predicted by TMZ when they posted that bogus story about his death 3 days prior to his death. Ladies and gentlemen, TMZ is nothing short of a televised glorification of the paparazzi. In retrospect, it's no better and no more a credible source of media than the supermarket tabloids and the bullshit you read. Like Nostradamus being abducted by aliens, shit like that. I mean, just made up stories, fiction. Something to sell and make a quick buck. Seriously. It's just bullshit. And that doesn't prove that the Illuminati or even the New World Order had anything to do with it. And people are speculating, oh, well, he had ties to the Illuminati because of the movie The Skulls. I think if the New World Order and the globalist elite had a problem with the movie Skulls or any of its sequels, I think they would have dealt with it before, during, or after the production of the films. Not years and years down the line. I don't think they really care at this point. I mean, Skulls was produced many, many years ago. Oh, I don't even think that's a relevant issue. You know, the only thing relevant in retrospect to this was how bad the accident was with the fire breaking out. You know, that could easily be explained, you know. Yeah, you have the comparisons to other accidents, but you gotta take into account perhaps a gas leak, you know, ripping out the bottom of the gas tank, puncturing a hole, sparks, boom. It's not that uncommon. You know, granted it looks bad, but you know, it is relatively explainable and doesn't necessarily prove that the Illuminati or the New World Order agenda had anything to do with Paul Walker's death, or even prove that Paul Walker's death was anything but a tragic accident. People going on about the conspiracy about how he uncovered a plot to put in sterilizing chemicals in the vaccines and food for the relief efforts for the Philippines that he's a part of. People say that he uncovered that and that's why he was killed. Or that there was dirty money involved in his charity, which I don't see where the Illuminati would even concern themselves with that in retrospect. People are saying, oh, but there was a recording. Paul Walker had a recording. Okay. Show me this recording. Well, it was destroyed in the fire. Okay, great. Can you prove that there ever was a recording? Regardless of how big that fire was, there would have been some remains. A thumb drive, a hard drive, a tape or audio recorder. Hell, even a classic cassette tape. You know, there would have been remains of something. But there is nothing to corroborate these stories. At which point, I have to say that this conspiracy theory that's floating around is just a story of fiction. Something to sell the papers or get YouTube views or whatever. I don't see any credible evidence to suggest that Paul Walker's death was anything but an accident, and if it was a murder, that the Illuminati or New World Order had any involvement in it whatsoever. And if there is evidence, let's see it. Otherwise, I gotta call it what it is. Bullshit. You know, I'm all for listening to the conspiracy theories and investigating the facts and seeing what's truth. But if there's no facts to be presented and it's all speculation and silly little comparisons that have nothing to do with one another, then I gotta toss it out. You know, there's a lot going on in this world. There's a lot of corruption and a lot of bullshit. And real activists, we don't have time. Hell, the people don't have time to sit here and listen to fairy tales just because somebody wants to make a quick buck at the expense of somebody else, especially at the expense of the death of somebody else. You know, and I'm not even a big Paul Walker fan. Hell, I'm not a Paul Walker fan, but even I will stick up for the guy and say, you know what, if you're going to be trying to shell out bogus bullshit stories about the guy's death just to make a quick buck at his expense, that's pretty fucked up. You know, report the news. If you're a video maker and an activist like myself, make your videos and question these issues, but don't freaking feed into the propaganda for somebody else's gain. I mean, come on. Sad, sad, sad. That's all I've got. Post your comments below. If you like what I had to say, if you think I make good points, like my video. If you don't, you can tell me to stick it where the sun don't shine and dislike the video. But either way, give me your thoughts and opinions on this. Till next time, if you're watching this, you are the Resistance.